Hello?
Hi, I got your number at the Kingdom Hall. I was just wondering if you had time for a quick question that I had.
Um, yeah,
They said you
yes.
could call this number if you had a question.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been talking to some Jehovah's Witnesses. Are you guys allowed to use like commentaries, like Bible commentaries?
Allowed to use Bible commentary?
Or do you? Let's put it that way.
What do
They
you,
don't. None of them seem familiar with like some commentaries that are really commonly used that I was referring to. So, do you all use Bible commentaries and things like that?
well, like what are you referring to? Um, I'm driving right now. Hold on, let me
Oh,
find a place.
okay. Oh, I don't want. Oh, maybe you shouldn't do that.
No, I just,
I don't want to distract you.
I don't want a ticket here.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
I'm going to pull off the road here. Here we go. It's safer this way.
Oh, definitely. Thank
When you say Bible commentary, are you talking about like reference material?
Oh yeah, a commentary goes verse by verse through books of the Bible. It first gives outlines and overviews, and it gives a lot of insight on the original languages and culture, and
Right. Well,
they have their perspective.
we do use yeah, the we do a lot of research on different commentaries and stuff.
Oh, like which one do you like?
Well, there's all different kinds, but I mean, basically, we look at all of them and come up with our the understanding that all coincides with the rest of the scriptures.
I haven't met any witnesses like that or familiar with any of the standard commentaries that Christians use. Which one do you like? You use all of them? Can you mention one that you like? I'm just curious.
Well, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we have committees that do research on different commentaries, and then we get what do you want to call it, like insight on different ones, and we use our own Jehovah's Witnesses. We have Aid to Bible Understanding.
Right. I didn't mean a Jehovah's Witness book. I meant, do you use other commentaries?
Well, we do research in all of them, but I mean that's up to
that's great. I didn't. Most witnesses I know seem to not be willing to listen to a reference I made out of a commentary or use them. You said you use all of them. I mean, all of them that aren't on jw.org. Could you mention even one? I'm just trying to see where you're coming from.
For instance, some people say that, like a commentary on in Matthew, where Jesus told the evildoer hanging on a stake, "Truly I tell you today, you will be with me in paradise." Okay? Now, when he said in the in the Greek scriptures, the Greek, they didn't use commas. So now I'm going to ask you a question like, "Truly I tell you," I'm going to put a comma right there. "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." Or I'm going to change where I put the comma. "Truly I tell you today, comma, you will be with me in paradise." Did I change the context of that scripture?
Well,
so
briefly, I could just say that there's no other places in the Bible where Jesus uses the expression, "Truly I say to you today." It's always "Truly I say to you," which is repeated all the time. But what was that? What does that have to do with this? I was just wondering what commentaries you guys like. And you said you use tons of them, so could you direct me to one that you think is good?
If you go to jw.org.
Oh, no, I don't mean watch our materials. I think the question I'm asking is, do you guys sometimes look at different views, like from scholars and commentaries?
Well, if it coincides with the scriptures, we do. It has to, what's the main theme of the Bible?
I don't really want to answer your questions. I just wanted to know if you guys use commentaries. So you say you do, but you can't name one. I've never met a witness. Some witnesses seem to get real nervous, like they're not allowed to, or and I noticed that it says on the website that Christendom is part of the satanic world system of things. So I'm assuming you wouldn't use like a Protestant perspective commentary.
Well, it all depends. If they, if we're reading, something that they're saying, it goes against what the scriptures say, against what Jesus preached, then we're not going to use it.
Okay. Well, I guess you aren't familiar with them. They do seem to just use quotes from commentaries, as you said, that are only in accordance with their own views. But then I find, because when you search on their materials, they use many Protestant commentators, like famous ones like Kyle and Delitzsch, Adam Clark, Barnes, Alford, Schaff, Matthew Henry. And I just wonder why they're allowed to, but you guys really aren't encouraged to or aren't allowed to. There's obviously some people that have them and read them and use them. So I just think it's really interesting.
Well,
that's why use Christendom to prove your point, when they say it's part of the satanic world system. Why would they even be reading that?
Well, we consider Christendom false Christians. In other words, they say they are followers of Christ.
Right. Yeah, which is not my point, but the point is why do they quote so many of them in the publications then? Why would they even want to touch their books? They could get demonized, like they say you could get demons if you go into a church. Why would they want to use them just to prove their point? Huh?
Who said you can get demons if you go into a church?
Oh, I heard many former witnesses say that's what they were told.
Former witnesses.
Right, but it's across the board. They all say it, and they're Christians now. They're not liars, so maybe it's not in the publications. I guess maybe only some witnesses were told that. But anyways, I think it's interesting that no Jehovah's Witnesses I know are familiar with commentaries, but their writers obviously use them when they say you shouldn't have contact with pagan things and you shouldn't use Christendom. It's satanic and all.
The Apostle Paul said bad association spoils useful habits.
Right. I know how you guys interpret that because I studied with some witness ladies, and I said, could we still be friends afterwards? And they said no. I said, and would I be now bad association? And they said yes.
That's their personal feelings.
Oh no, it's in the publications. Oh my God, it's in the videos. Their strictness of behavior control and insularity of hanging out with only Jehovah's Witnesses, you're not supposed to be friends with them. I see that clearly in the videos. That was not their personal decision because I'm in the category of bad association, like you just said. Yeah.
Well, in James, friendship with the world is something to do with God.
Right, and I'm a Christian. Well, at least I think I am. I know you don't think so, but so I'm part of the satanic world system of things. So,
I'm sorry.
Wow.
What is your name anyway?
Christine.
Christine, I'm sorry that you feel that way because...
Oh, no, I was just quoting that from your publications. I wasn't sharing any feelings that I had, so your comment doesn't make any sense. But I think that it would be great if you look at some commentaries like Philip Schaff has a really great series on church history. I think you'd be shocked at how they misrepresent church history. Because they quote Schaff a lot in your publications.
I don't need to look up any commentaries.
Right.
That,
I guess the writing department does, but you can't. Did you know they don't even want you to get together to have Bible studies together, apart from Watchtower meetings?
Nobody's told me that.
It's in 2007. Does the Faithful and Discreet Slave endorse independent groups of witnesses who meet together to engage in scriptural research? No, it does not. Some have pursued an independent group's study of biblical Hebrew and Greek to analyze the accuracy of the New World Translation and it says you're getting enough spiritual food from the slaves, so you should not do that. But we do recommend insight on the scriptures.
I'm going to tell you, Christine, I am very satisfied with the way I worship Jehovah. And, you know, it's, number one, the Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come.
Right.
Hallowed be thy name. Okay, first off, what's God's name?
Well, since Jesus never mentioned it or rebuked the Jews for not saying YHWH.
He mentioned it over 3,000 times. He said, I've made your name known to those men that you've given me, and I will make it known.
Yeah.
And so, no, that's...
So you think name means the series of letters YHWH. When he says name, people sometimes are using that in another way.
Okay,
your name is mud. That doesn't mean the letters of your name are dragged through the mud. It means your reputation and all that you are. And the way Jesus makes his name known is that the Bible says that in him all the fullness of the Godhead dwells in bodily form, and this is how he made Jehovah's name known. Yeah. He says, if you have seen me, you have seen the Father.
You know what?
And that's certainly making him known, isn't it? It's not a series of letters.
Why don't you come and find me at my house?
Oh, why? You guys call people.
Well, yeah, but I mean, usually it's because they give me their phone number. I
got your number at the Kingdom Hall. They left it on the machine. Said if you had any questions, you could call.
Well, yeah, and you don't want an answer.
I don't.
No.
How do you know?
You want
hearts like Jehovah?
You want to argue.
No.
I do not wish to argue with you. And right now,
don't you guys tell everybody? Well, I did appreciate that. So, I just wanted to ask about commentaries. It seems like no witnesses feel free to use them for some reason. Yet your writing department uses them freely when it proves their point. So, I just wanted to ask about that. A great website's called jwfacts.com. And thanks for pulling over and talking to me. Okay, I do really appreciate it.
Are you in Arizona?
Yeah.
Why don't you give me your address, and I will take and have some of my brothers call on you.
Oh yeah, I see them all the time because they're out with their magazines, like in the parks and things. Well, I can go ask them if they could come over.
I could send one of my elder buddies over. You know, I mean, I was in San Diego for probably 28 years, and then
really?
And then I moved back here because this is where I'm from.
Oh, okay. But, I'm from the Midwest too.
Are you? Whereabouts?
Chicago area.
Oh.
Yeah, I did have a run-in with elders once, and I wasn't too impressed because I had these ladies over that I met in a park, and we were talking about that the Watchtower teaches Jesus as mediator only for the anointed class, and I guess apparently they told the elders and wanted to ask about it because they had never heard that, and so these elders, come to my door, unannounced, to inform me that the ladies will not talk. This is important. They come to my door, unannounced, to tell me the ladies would not be talking to me anymore. Now, why couldn't the ladies just text me and tell me that themselves?
That
was weird. I'll tell you, it was weird city. No, I don't want to see any elders anymore. Really.
I can't answer.
Yeah. Very creepy.
I can't answer for them, but let me share something.
Very creepy.
John 10:16.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
I probably am, but I don't have it memorized, every reference.
Yeah.
Oh, the other sheep?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It explains what that's talking about in Ephesians chapter 2, which I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Yeah, but the
two groups become one. It tells you who the group. Yeah, that was prophesied in the Old Testament. The other sheep that would come to the light of Jesus Christ, the Messiah.
That's Revelation 14.
Yeah, it's Gentiles.
Where it says that there's 144,000, and there's
I mentioned
those are the anointed, and that was the one who Jesus made a covenant with, the anointed, for a kingdom. Now, according to Revelation chapter 5, it says that he made a covenant with them for what?
Revelation chapter 5 says that, the covenant for a kingdom. No, that's in the gospel.
And
the part also where Jesus talks about...
They're going to be kings and priests. And now when he said that, so that covenant that he made with the 144,000, that's where those other elders that were talking to you were sharing with you that's who he made the covenant with.
No, they didn't share. I'm sorry, they didn't share anything from the Bible with me. They just came to tell me. They really they thought, and they acted so like self-important. Well, I'm sorry, I don't recognize them whatsoever. Like, they have control over me, telling me not to talk to the ladies anymore. I mean, they're out public witnessing in a park. Or seriously? It was a very creepy encounter. But hey, if you would like to talk about the two-class system, that is so important. Could you call me back another time? And we could talk, longer since you're in the car.
I'm not going to call you back. I mean,
okay.
I mean, you can talk to any Jehovah's Witnesses,
right?
And I mean, or you can get on jw.org.
Yeah, I use a lot of references from there. I appreciate it.
There's a phone number that you can call, and they will talk to you.
Oh, the last time I called, they said they don't do Bible questions anymore over the phone. You have to write a letter.
Oh, there you go.
That's kind of funny, isn't it?
No, I mean, I know people that have left Bethel, and, they left Bethel because they were trying to explain where we had the wrong view of John 10:16. Yeah,
you do. It's unprecedented until Joseph Rutherford in 1935.
Well, that's when we decided there was an earthly class. But,
it was
like the light becomes brighter and brighter as we get closer to the end.
No, that's not what that means. It's talking about the path of a righteous man, not doctrine. But hey, please call me. Can you please call me? We can talk about the two-class system. It's one of my favorite topics.